Hello everyone. This is Imtiaz Begum, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, Government First Grade College, Chikbalapur. Today I am going to take session 6 of Employee Welfare and Social Security. Under that, Historical Development of Labor Welfare in India. So in the previous class, we had discussed about the labor welfare and its 5-year plans. Learning objective of the chapter. The objective of this unit is to enable the students understand the historical development of labor welfare in India. Session outcomes. The student will be able to trace the historical development of labor welfare in India. Now, the historical development. The history of labor welfare is slow and long in India. It has taken several years to, to come to the present position. The history and the evolution of labor welfare in India can be studied in two phases, that is, pre-independence era and post-independence era. To begin with, we will discuss about pre-independence era. The history of labor welfare started after the abolition of slavery in 1833. The concept of labor welfare came to India after 1837. Apprentice Act of 1850 was controlling labor welfare activities before independence. Fatal Accident Act 1953 led to providing compensation to the families who lost their lives to any industrial accidents. Merchant Shipping Act 1859 was passed for regulating the employment of seamen and provided for their health, accommodation, and protection. Finally, after passing Indian Factories Act of 1881, which marks the beginning of a series of labor laws and which brought about many improvements in the working condition of labor. A 9 members commission was appointed by the governor of Bombay to study the condition of labor in Bombay factories. The first cotton mill in India was set up in 1850, leading to many other cotton mills in Bombay by the end of 1873, employing more than 10,000 workers. In 1809, the Indian Factories Act was passed, which was made applicable to all factories using material power and employing not less than 100%. In 1884, Mr. N.M. Lokhanda, chairman of Mills Hands Association, brought the employee together and made a charter of demand which was given to Amlock Commission. In 1931, a Royal Commission on Labor was set up, leading to formation of Congress ministries, and then the next Factory Act was passed in 1934, having many provisions on safety, health, and labor welfare. After the Second World War, there was high need for production, leading to rapid industrialization. Increasing industry took place. After that, adjudication, joint management employee consultation, minimum wage creatures, ambulance rooms, canteens, and mess were introduced in industry, and government interference increased. All these things we have discussed before the independence. Now we have post-independence era. After independence, very encouraging efforts were done in this direction. and the idea of welfare state was made popular. These were some of the main addition to this connection. First one, provision of provident funds were introduced in some of the major industries, and concept of social security and industrial housing schemes were introduced. Next one, to enable workers to work in good surroundings, provisions for amenities such as canteens, creches, rest shelters, washing facility, medical aid, education, and recreational facilities were made mandatory with passing of different acts. The Indian Factories Act of 1948 made it mandatory to appoint qualified labor welfare officers. Mines Act 1952, Plantation Act 1951, BD and Cigar Workers Act 1966, and contract labor was passed, which was made it mandatory to have a qualified labor welfare officer. According to Mines Act, every mine is required to make effective arrangements for sufficient supply of cool and clear water. Every mine has to provide sufficient number of latrines and urinals for male and female separately. Every mine is also required to maintain a readily accessible number of first aid boxes for their workers. Under Plantation Act of 1952, all plantations are required to provide housing accommodations to their resident workers and their family, and to maintain hospitals and dispensaries within the organization. Different welfare schemes are in operation for dock workers in Bombay, Calcutta, Cochin, Kandla, Chennai, New Mangalore, and Vishakhapatnam, which includes different types of welfare activities such as housing, medical, education, tuition, concessions, recreational, and canteen facilities. I have framed few questions. Among them, labor welfare activity in India was largely influenced by humanitarian principle and legislation. Next one, the Factories Act of 1948 came into effect from 1st April 1949. Agencies of labor welfare includes government, employers, trade union. The growth of labor welfare in India caused due to industrial development. Labor welfare includes providing regular wages, safety measures, providing good working conditions. Thank you very much.